All right, guys, what's up? This is gonna be like a different kind of video. This video that I'm recording right now, it did start off as me installing this Easyguard, but I'm gonna tell y'all a story about this car, because this car has basically been giving me hell for about the past week, ever since I started this install. But I'm gonna give y'all a rundown of basically everything that happened. Here's the hacked up ignition switch harness from me basically trying to install it, but I basically got it back to normal running standards now. But so let me give y'all a rundown from what happened. So I'm gonna even include some clips, because I did record and all of that. I was recording as I was installing, so I'm gonna include the clips and all of that in there. Even include the clips from there was some recordings that I was sending to like my mom and dad as I was recording this, because they were trying to help me with the problems that I had, mainly my dad. But yeah, so as I was installing this, I had a couple problems. Now I did get it to work halfway. However, this car's like, the computer in this car and the theft system on this car, like, it really doesn't like extra things really tampering with it. Now I basically, when I say I got it to work halfway, I got it basically to push the start to work, passive keyless entry and all that works, but the only thing I wasn't able to get to work was 1, brake lights on this car, 2, the parking lights on this car, 3, I had a whole ordeal with this dash cluster, dash wasn't cut on, 4, door locks don't work, they still don't work. I'm gonna get more into that in a little bit, but yeah, that happened also. And then the other thing that really like had me tear my hair out is this car. Now I did just fix the problem, but I basically just recreated the problem so that way I'll be able to show y'all. But this is basically what was happening. Put the key in, turn it on. Oh, hold up, our steering wheel's locked. Let me unlock it real quick. All right, steering wheel's unlocked, but basically this is what was happening to me. Turn the blower off. I would turn the key on, but you see I'm flicking it, the starter's not engaging. You see the airbag light over there go out and all of that, but as you see, still nothing. And literally I had this problem for a week, and I ended up basically, I did have a power wire down here, but I cut it out. But I had a power wire for the switch going basically to send power to the ignition wire for the BCM, which is, that's what this right here is for. That basically is how I was able to get the car started, basically to force the car start. It was basically like bypassing the relay or whatever fuse was blown, in which I'm gonna show y'all that in a second. But yeah, I was having this problem right here. Car wouldn't start going anywhere. Car kept shutting off because basically the computer kept going into like theft mode randomly, and it will shut everything down, and I would have to leave the car sit for a couple hours and then come back to it, and it will start right back up. I have a bypass module that I even tried to wire up, and that still didn't even work. These cars, I don't know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the best at this. I might have done something wrong, but even the bypass module that I did try to wire up with this didn't work. Now move on to the door locks. Now these cars, as I was reading the diagrams online and the ones that I wrote down and all of that, they basically said I required 2, I think it's SPDT relays for the unlock and the lock in this car. So basically I wired the relays up right, wired them correctly and all of that. And I either had a witness here with me that was helping me, he was trying to help me figure out the problem. Shout out my homie Carlos. But yeah, he was trying to help me find the problem, and literally right here, he witnessed it right before my eyes. We literally hit the door locks. They work completely fine. As you can hear the relay clicking and all of that. But yeah, you can literally hit the door locks, hear the relays clicking, and literally the doors locked and then they unlocked, and then after that the switch never worked anymore. The output worked from the device, from the Easyguard system to the car. It was still putting out the voltage it needed, but the car wasn't taking it basically. I searched every single last fuse in this car. I'm gonna probably do it again, but there's another, these cars have a door control module, which is located back here in this pillar, what would you call it, C pillar back here. C-pillar all the way in the back passenger. Yeah, so I'm going to be going to the U-Pull yard like I did today, but I didn't get no footage like that today. I really used today. It was real fun there today. Had some fun in the U-Pull yard today. I meant to record, but I was just having too much fun pulling the parts and all of that stuff for all the parts. I'm gonna show you all the parts too in a different video, everything that I got. I could show y'all some of the stuff that I got for this car, but all the stuff for the Impala gonna be in another video. But yeah, I went there, pulled some parts for this today. I'm gonna go back on Monday, pull that door module off the same car that I pulled parts off of today. Hopefully it's still there. But yeah, so the door locks, they just don't work. Door locks just don't work, man. Door locks just don't work. So hoping the door control module, I'll check all the fuses again real quick. I can show y'all everything that I literally got from the junkyard though. Went and got a new fuse box and BCM because I thought I shorted something out. Went and got a whole new one of these. Ended up not needing that. Went and got a new theft control module, and if anyone ever wants to know where it's at on these cars, in the glove box, you got to pull it out. It's a few Phillips head screws, and hold on, let me see if I can turn my light on so y'all can see. All right, it's that black box up there with that gray connector. That will be basically your theft control module. That basically, if your car doesn't have that, the car's not going to run at all. But yeah, I got a new one of those, and I even have a new engine control module over there, which is right here in the back seat right here. Got a new engine control module, a new theft control module, because I was prepared for the worst, because I thought I really blew something bad on this car. But turns out it was just a fuse. But let me show y'all what fuse that was. In fact, matter of fact, show y'all what fuse that was, just in case anyone else has a problem like this. All right, so it was this fuse right here under this 10 amp. You see where that missing spot is right here. This is the fuse that was blown. It's a 10 amp that goes there, and in the fuse box it says AM2. I don't know what that means, but I looked up online what basically everything this fuse ties into. It ties into the airbag system, ties into the ignition system, and it ties into the I forget what the last thing it ties into, but yeah, basically this is what was causing the car not to start. And I can show y'all real quick because I have a good fuse right here. Put the good fuse in there, and I'm gonna go start the car for y'all now. All right, yep, there we go. Key up in. Starts right up now. Starts right up. So yeah, that was my problem, but now I fixed it. I literally took everything out of here. That's what I'm in the midst of right now, basically trying to turn it back to factory conditions. Got to put all of that stuff back up over here. Got to put this back up here. I didn't touch nothing over here. I am going to put some tape over these wires and everything, and once we're done, we're just going to take it on a short little test drive, and we're going to go from there. Also, by the way, with the door locks, so now all we do is lock the doors manually, and we basically had to come back to the car and unlock them that way. But what I'm about to order soon is a door cylinder, new key and door cylinder for this way. I have a new key for that. But yeah, other than that, we just had to lock each and every door manually. But yeah, let me get back to putting all of this back together. I'll see if I can show y'all some of that. But I might see y'all in the next video if this is the end. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you had this similar problem, definitely drop it down in the comments. If you had that 2000 Avalon or Avalon from 2000 to 2004 and you've had any type of ignition switch problems, let me down in the comments below. I can possibly help you out with whatever you need. And also, I may be posting these other parts that I have for sale I'll be posting them for sale. So if you want any of those, I'll be dropping my Instagram down in the comments, and y'all can just DM me on there. We can talk it out, see how, if you want to do it, ship it, or if you're near me locally, do a public meetup. But other than that, see y'all in the next video. I won't forget to add the clips in there, and yep, see y'all in the next video. For now, but in order for it to work, see, the starter switch, it doesn't work with the car off, so that's good. But all you need to do is turn the key forward, hold the momentary switch until it starts, and now it starts. The only thing is, for still some odd reason, the service engine light won't come back on, and I know that shit's on. All the gauges seem to look like they work. Let me put my foot on the gas. Yeah. Gauges look like they work. Let me look out the back window. Brake lights are working. That's all I really care about. Hold on. Right turn signal works. Left turn signal works. Alright, yeah, it looks like all the main shit to be able to drive the car works. So this is how we want to drive it until we're able to trade it in or get rid of it. Alright guys, we're back at this, but I'm going to explain a few things because we're actually not the next day afterwards when I initially started installing this, but I did work on it that day after that. But we're going to get into all of that in a second. But yeah, this car, I'm about to explain a few things on what went wrong because I was supposed to continue this directly afterwards. So the key switch ended up literally going bad. Literally, the key switch ended up going bad. It literally just turns on and it doesn't no longer basically engage the starter anymore, because the way I was able to test that out, my sister, she's in college, she was able to print off some basically, she's in automotive, she basically printed off everything for me to test and go to look at for a no crank, no start issue on this car, which is a 2000 Toyota Avalon. So I went through all those procedures, tested everything came back good. All the fuses, relays, the battery, the starter, a few sensors, everything was good. So what I did was basically hacked the ignition switch harness apart, basically testing each wire. So I ended up putting the starter wire on 12 volts, and the car ended up starting straight up. Basically, car ended up starting straight up, running without a problem. And I was like, hold on, if that works, I had to figure out why it wasn't with the key. So I took the key out, see if it started again. It didn't start without the key. But then I put the key back in and it still gave me the same issue. Would not turn over for it to basically to engage the starter. And doing research on Google and all of that, apparently that's a common issue with these cars. The ignition switch just goes out bad, which also would explain why when we bought this car, the person didn't have a key for the door, in which we still don't have a key for the door in this car. He only had a key to start the car up, and there are two different keys because the key we had to start the car doesn't work for the door. But